Essential comes from substance. Whenever we enter into any logical concept, we always look for substance over form. But on the contrary, what people are in a habit of looking from the over substance. That is, they read and believe what they meant to read and believe. Now, if we talk about an example to show how global is bringing substantial change and for which we don't have to go far. Aurobindo Chaudhary Memorial, the Great Indian Dream Foundation, working with association with UNICEF, WHO, MPSACS and DSACS, changing the life of millions of people since its establishment in 2002 in 14 states. They do many work for the poor, like in education sector, employment sector, medicine sector, and they also contribute to environment. The problem is, the people who say that global aid brings no substantial change. The problem with them is their half knowledge. And as we all know, that half knowledge is more dangerous than no knowledge. It's very easy to make a hue and cry over things which one should not properly understand because of the data they have collected, because the sources from which they have collected the data is unreliable. As they got all their data in just one click in sitting their own room. They criticize that global aid is not reaching the root instead of making efforts to reach places like TRI, Jamgat, UNESCO, UNICEF, WWF, Save the Children and many more who are working for the rehabilitation of children, widows, orphans, old age people, saving the environment, saving the nature, the ecological balance and many other such things. These organizations are non-government and non-profit. So neither the government nor the themselves spend money on promotion of the substantial change that they have brought in many fields in many ways. Here I would like to share another example with you. After which you will find that the organizations which I have just talked about are working on very, very large grounds. As people usually say that how can an individual contribute to global aid and can bring a substantial change to anyone's life? The question to this answer is yes, it is possible for one of our group member with the help of his family working, giving every possible assistance like education, shelter, home, food, medicine and any other thing which is possible to a group of 56 poor children and their families and bringing a very large substantial change to those 56 poor children. You may find this data irrelevant. Compared to the global data of poor children and their families, you may find this data as zero. But you should never forget that zero is one of the most greatest and valuable gift by India to the world, which is not less than a global aid. And when one is added in many such zeros, an impeccable effect is produced. Now talking about the technology part, the today's computer technology is run on two numbers, 0 and 1, which are two binary numbers. So we can say that half of the world's technology relies on 0. 0 which is not important for you a minute ago. The main problem is that people emphasize only on the data part of global aid or they talk only about the monetary part, which is just like a pebble in front of a huge mountain. And I think that the people who are sitting here and have thinking the same thing that the global aid is only about monetary aid, they did not learn anything in the last 1 year. What we have learned that they have to think beyond. Now I would like to close.
I have heard that faith, belief and self-confidence can move the mountains. But can is a very hypothetical word. We have the technology and we will move the mountains. I am here to talk about technological and entertainment aid. Countries like India, Brazil, etc., who have their economy revolving around agriculture, also sometimes feels that their crop production is not getting high because of things like poor seeds, low rainfall, etc. But think about a country, Japan, which do not even have the base for the agriculture. They do not have enough land for agriculture. they produce their food, they produce their agriculture, and they are self-sufficient. It is just because of the technology they use. They use technology where they can grow their food on their rooftops. They grow their food on sheep. They grow their food even on the water. That is, my friend, what technology really is. Now taking a step further into the box. 50% of us, 50% of the world population uses rice, and 90% of this rice is grown in Southeast Asia. Southeast Asia, where an adult eats or consumes 120 kg of rice each year. 120 kg of rice, and 1 kg of rice requires 3000 liters of water to produce it. That 3000 liter into 120 kg result to 450,000 liters of water consumed by a person each year. Now, this is just because of the traditional techniques that we use. Now coming to the modern technology that is an aid from the Western civilization. We can use that technology and save up to 30% of water and bring a substantial change to the growth of the crop also, which will be a boon to the farmer's income also. Now, that 30% of water which we have saved is so relevant because everybody of us knows that the Third World War will be fought because of water only. Now, from agriculture, let's go into some more technical things. In today's era, where mankind has gone to the next level, each country needs technological support from all over the globe. For example, the Southeast Asian countries got the metro technique from some other country, from some European country, and they gave it to countries like India, where substantial change can be seen by us at each day that we move out. Then those donor countries, those donor South Asian countries which has given us the technique, they also get benefit from this technique because they get the revenues which the metro produces. Most of us would think that technology is only sitting on Facebook and reading it, but the real thing will never come to our mind. That this technology has given us, the young blood, the hope to become a billionaire, to become one of like Mark Zuckerberg. Mark Zuckerberg, a person who nobody knew, who was no one 6 years ago. But with his capabilities and his motivation, he is now one who can stand along with Warren Buffett and people like Bill Gates. In just 6 years, he has made so much progress that in that few years ago, he contributed $1 million to global aid, and now stand hand to hand with Bill Gates and his associations. From this aid, I would like to go into entertainment aid. Entertainment aid. One of the biggest aid which I believe is motivational aid. Whenever a personality whose life can be motivated is put into a movie and in the right way, then that could be life-changing for millions. One such movie which I remember is Pursuit to Happiness, in which a person who is just 21 years old, doesn't have a wife, doesn't have any other economical substance with him, falls again, but rises up to the level, to the peak of success. Yes, I am talking about Chris Gardner, one of the biggest motivational things that ever happened to us. Now, let us relate that with us. We, the youth of our country, 21 years, 22 years, get so deprived at small things, like working 12 hours a day, like working 14 hours a day, or even if one of our friends fight with us, we go into depression. But watching those movies can really take us out of it. That's global aid, and that's what substance change is all about. At the end, I would like to talk about a country which has fallen and risen. Just because of global aid, it has risen again. I am talking about Japan. Japan, one of the biggest donor of global aid, one of the biggest technical aid giver. On 11 March, earthquake hit Japan, and most of the part of Japan was destroyed. An aid of 174 million yen was given to Japan, and this, in just 4 months, a substantial change has been seen in Japan. Around each family who lost a family member got 350,000 yen per person, and each house which was destroyed also get 350,000 per person, per house which was destroyed. Now, I would like to end the quote I'd like to quote by saying that 90% of what is considered impossible is in fact possible. The other 10 will become possible with the passage of time and technology.